What's going on, everybody? Hashtag Data Spartan back with a new video today. And I am joined by Dominic Vogel. He's the founder at Cyber.sc, has the most impressive beard in the cybersecurity industry, and a good personal friend of mine. So, Dom, thanks for jumping on with me, man.
Hey, Lance, always happy to have a call with my friend, and I'm still waiting for that T-shirt to come to me in the mail.
Cool, man. Yeah, so really what I wanted to center our conversation on today is cybersecurity obviously is a big issue, specifically in the insurance industry. There's a lot of personally identifiable data, and a lot of insurance companies are looking to centralize in some form of a data warehouse just to make the operation of the business easier. So I just wondered if you can give some advice and some thoughts and some tips on what these companies can think about from a cybersecurity point of view, putting all their data from multiple systems into one place.
Yeah, that's a really great question, Lance. And to me, again, we don't have to boil the ocean. We don't have to make this super complicated. To me, it's about just starting with some basics. So the first thing is to really make sure that your data is classified. Right, a lot of organizations will just dump all their data in one spot, and it's like, well, how do we intermingle with this? And the truth of the matter is, to your point, not all data is created equal, right? Some data is more sensitive or critical than others. Some is more what I refer to as toxic, which if it gets into the wrong hands, it ends up being a toxic asset. So it's really important for organizations to go through a classification process, whether that be engaging business unit leaders, maybe it's leveraging other platforms, but something so you have a very clear understanding of what is the sensitive data, what's the what I refer to as the oh crap data if something bad happens to it, and being able to understand what is the non-sensitive data. That way, then, whenever you're going through big data or data lakes or data repositories, right, you're very sure and very certain of here's the stuff that we need to be super secure with, and here's the stuff that it's okay if it falls into the wrong hands. So classification is number one. Number two is, on the heels of classification, really understanding who needs access to what. It's something that I see so many organizations still getting wrong, where they're just like, oh, well, everyone needs access to everything. Yeah. That doesn't fly. That's really not good in a very data-oriented society that we live in. Again, you don't need to be like the FBI and CIA and have everything as to no basis kind of thing. You don't necessarily need to go to that extent. Yeah. Well, maybe you do if you work with the CIA. But for the most part, it's about identifying again, even just core user groups. Who should have access to maybe financial data? Who should have access to the specific customer data? Right? Someone who is working in the marketing department shouldn't have access to customer data, as an example, right? So just making sure that you go through that high-level process, like I said, on the heels of data classification to identify who needs access to what. And that again really makes sure then that you're reducing the likelihood or probability of data getting in the wrong hands. And the third thing that I'll put into my top three here is making sure that you have great auditing or logging capabilities in place. Now, by that, I mean that you have a very clear, what I refer to as a cookie crumb trail in terms of who accessed what when. Again, why? In the case that something goes south, or so you have some level of proactive monitoring to see, hey, there's someone looking at something that they shouldn't be doing, right? That should set up some alerts. By having that level of cookie crumb trail and that level of visibility, again, you're reducing the likelihood of sensitive data falling in the wrong hands, or being compromised, things that, again, will reduce the likelihood of just something bad happening to the organization. So those three things there: data classification, right, making sure that people have access to what they need to fulfill their jobs, and having the great cookie crumb trail.
Interesting. Those are good points, man. Well, love you. You're a fountain of knowledge. Thank you so much. Everyone watching, hope you guys got some really good value out of that one. If you're not connected already, drop me a connection request, give me a follow, and we'll catch you on the next one.